In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
Nutritional Therapy Association. The NTA trains and certifies nutritional therapy practitioners
like me
and consultants by focusing on bioindividuality,
one-size diet doesn't fit all,
and the range of dietary strategies that support wellness.
being healthy overall, y'all.
The NTA emphasizes a whole food,
Vegetables from our front yard and backyard gardens,
properly prepared,
like fermented and sprouted,
and nutrient-dense diet
like grass-fed butter and grass-fed beef.
as the key to restoring balance and enhancing the body's innate ability to heal. Throughout their programs, students learn a wide range of educational tools and techniques to identify and correct nutritional imbalances and deficiencies in their clients, and they launch a successful career in holistic nutrition.
And they might become best-selling authors and podcasters too.
The NTA produces like-minded practitioners and consultants that we consider the leaders in health and wellness.
Oh yeah.
Registration is now open for May classes, and you can learn more and save your seat by going to nutritionaltherapy.com.
Go sign up.
And don't forget to mention Jimmy and Christine Moore on your application. What's that website again, Christine?
Nutritionaltherapy.com.
Go sign up, y'all. You hear?
Oh yeah.
You're so silly. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. If you want to engage live in the content, you got to go follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Living Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live, just like all these people are doing right now. What's up, guys? Thanks for being here today. If you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, it does disappear. Pop on over to YouTube. You'll find all the past episodes of this here show. Just type in the keyword Jimmy Rants, you'll find it. Finally, we have the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form. It's the Jimmy Rants podcast over on Apple Podcast and Stitcher. All of those links, you guys, are at JimmyRants.com. And yes, I know, guys, I've been gone a very long time. Sorry about that. We've been traveling a little bit with family vacation, and the reception out there, we had no Wi-Fi, and the reception out there was just atrocious. I think I did one Jimmy Rants while I was there, but it was just like, ugh, the quality was just bad, so I didn't do any more. So we're somewhat in a normal-ish schedule, so we're going to get back to Jimmy Rants here today. Today's Jimmy Rants is going to be a question, and it's a hard one for a lot of people. And the question goes along the lines of being who you are and being you authentically. Are you guys over the fakery that's out there? I'm so over it. I'm so over people feeling like they have to put on a face, feeling like they have to be something that they're not. I've never quite understood that. I've never quite understood why people think they have to pretend to be something other than the lovely, beautiful, amazing person that they are right now. Unless you're a turd ball, then you're not beautiful, amazing, and all that. But most people aren't turd balls. Most people are uniquely them. Do we have quirks? You bet we do. I got a lot of quirks, but it's what makes me me. And so people go online and they think they have to pretend like they're something that they're not. And that leads them to go down this path of continuing the lie. Oh, well, my life is all figured out. I have the 3 perfect children in my life, and look what a super mom I am, and I go work out, and I've got 6-pack abs, and I've got a Adonis husband. And you see those people out there. So what I want to talk about here today is, do you give yourself permission to feel just the way you are? Warts and all, as the phrase says. Do you allow yourself to share authentically, genuinely from your heart? Because if you're not, who are you helping? Are you helping yourself? No, because you're living a lie. Are you helping the people that see you online? No, because you're giving them this unrealistic expectation of what they should be. And I think that's where we get into trouble, is people see the imagery of what others are doing, not the actuality. And it's in that imagery that we put in our heads, if I'm not that, then there's something wrong with me. And people will judge me for that. So are you faking it through life? Acting like you're something that you're really not? Let's be honest, guys. At some point or another, almost all of us have done some semblance of this. And it's the pressure, especially in the diet and health industry, it's the pressure of feeling like you have to look the part, be the part, and if anybody ever finds out the truth about every little flaw in your body and every little, that they won't appreciate you and love you just the way you are. And this is something that's been very difficult for me over the years. Being at it for so long, I thought early on I had to be that. I thought early on, okay, I was always pretty genuine and open. You guys know I'm an open book, and I don't hold back with how I feel. I don't hold back when things are going bad. I'm sharing some of that stuff with you. There's a lot of people, when things go bad, they just don't talk about it. And so you just assume their life is just this rosy picture of perfection, when behind the scenes their life is crumbling. They've got things going around them that they're just not sharing about. And I've often issued this challenge. How amazing would it be if people shared exactly what was going on? You know, today on keto really sucked. I ate all the right foods and I gained 3 pounds, and I know I shouldn't have done it, but it led me down this path where, okay, well, I was discouraged, so I went ahead and had a donut or whatever, you know. Honesty is what is missing so much in the online social media world these days. And if we can get that honesty to come out, and you guys know I'm almost honest to a fault, and I see some of my friends on here are in that same boat. You guys share a lot, but there's others, they're afraid. So if you're just joining us, I'm asking this question: do you give yourself permission to feel the way you feel? Because if you're upset, you're not allowed to talk about that. Apparently, there's some people, over the weekend, I posted a few things, sharing honestly on my stories on Instagram. And people are like, well, you shouldn't really post things like that. That doesn't, I'm like, why? It's the reality. It's what was on my heart and mind. And it's what I wanted to share. And I got just as many people that said, oh, thank God somebody said that out loud. You never know what you're going to say or share that could be a tremendous help to other people. I've had so many people reach out to me and say, I'm so glad you talk about the weight stuff, that you still have weight on the body despite eating keto. I'm so glad you talk about that because I feel normal now. And that's cool, guys. I don't think any of us should ever feel like, well, I don't look the part, I need to hide myself. You are what you are right now. You should never apologize if you feel like you should be in another place and you're not there. You should never apologize for that feeling. But also, you should never fake it. You should never say, well, I'll just, okay, dead on this time. At a paleo conference, trying to think how many years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I got one of those little belts that you put around your waist, to make the waist suck in. The little Velcro thing. You guys ever use those things? It's stupid. Don't use those. They're horrible. But would put that around so that I would look thinner. And it's a great pull, you guys, in your mind that makes you think you have to be that way. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Because I'm not that shallow. There's a whole lot more depth to Jimmy Moore than just the weight that's on his body. If someone looks at me and all they see is the weight on my body, they miss the best part of me. The best part of me is I got a noggin that's always thinking and a creativity that has inspired and changed the lives of a lot of people. There would be no keto clarity had I not taken it out of this head. There would be no Jimmy Rants, for that matter, if it hadn't popped in this head. So I think we need to find that value in the people that we see, and that includes ourselves. Give ourselves permission to feel the way we feel. I think too many people get bogged down thinking they have to continue the charade, the facade. And guys, can I just tell you that's exhausting? And it will wear you out and burn you down. There's enough things out there that will wear you out and burn you down, thus my upcoming 6-month sabbatical, without you having to pile on to the unnecessary stress that's in your life from this. So don't do that, by the way. Give yourself permission to feel exactly how you feel. And stop faking it. If there's one message I'm going to scream loud and clear as I approach this sabbatical is, I want reality. I want to see more people living in the real world, sharing the real struggles and how you get through them. I would much rather see somebody share struggles and then see how they come out of said struggle than all the perfection and the, 3 easy ways to be happy and healthy for the rest of your life. That latter never speaks to me. The former always speaks to me. So who's going to step up? Who's going to be that real, authentic, genuine person? I hope it's a bunch of you. I hope if you're watching this right now, this encourages you and inspires you to be one of those people who's unafraid to share, unafraid to put yourself out there, unafraid to have warts and all showing for everyone and all the world to see. Here's the thing, guys. When you do that, there's people that are terrified of you. I know one of the reasons I get a lot of criticism is I'm a straight shooter and I don't sugarcoat anything because I don't eat sugar. I just put it out there. And that challenges people, especially those people that like to fake it. Oh no, he can't talk real like that. That exposes my lie. Oh well. I'm going to be me, and I'm doing it to the best of my ability. You do what you got to do, but I think if everyone took on the mantra of giving yourself permission to feel and sharing how you feel, regardless of what that feeling is, and to stop all the fakery, the world would be a much better place. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in. Thanks for being here today on Jimmy Rants. Keep Austin Keto says, I agree with you. Thank you, Austin. Tracy says, good morning, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm not a sci-fi fan, but actually I know what that reference means, but thank you. Do I need like the little hood thing and master? So, sorry. Shelly says, so much truth. Thank you. I was just talking about this very thing a few days ago, says Austin. Yeah, this is something that's not new. All I'm doing today is articulating something that I've observed for a very long time, and articulating it in such a way that hopefully you felt challenged and encouraged today. I think that's the thing. So many of us, we lack that confidence in being who we are. And you guys know that's my brand. That's what I do. I have lots of confidence in who and what I am. Do I still have struggles with the image thing? Of course. Who doesn't? But I don't let it paralyze me in my work. I share it quite openly, which is why it's always funny when I get a comment on YouTube to like this video. There'll be somebody on this video on YouTube that will say something stupid. You should talk about why you're so fat, Jimmy Moore. You're a horrible representative of keto. And in the video itself, that's all I'm talking about. It's just, yeah. Irony is the word. Do or do not, there is no try. What is with all the Star Wars references today? That works with Christine. I'm not a sci-fi fan at all. Give me a good romantic comedy. When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail. Those are my jam. Yeah. Allison says, because they don't fake it or present the image, most won't follow on IG. Let's be frank, we follow those that have made it. We like the image. Americans love following those who live the dream. I agree, Allison, that there are some people who have built an entire brand on, okay, I'm a keto success story. Look how perfect my body is. And you guys know who those people are. You've seen them out there. I have the perfect body, and if you just do keto, you can have this body too. Can we just be frank? No matter what your name is, let's be frank. Those people have a mix of a lot of things. They have a mix of their own genes. They have a different past than you. That's what always kills me. Nobody that's been 400 plus pounds like I was at one point in my life can compare their journey to someone who's lost 20 pounds and suddenly got fit and got healthy on keto and make it an equivalency. I think that's something that puts this pressure on people that leads to a lot of discouragement all the time as well. X person went keto and they look like that. I went keto and I'm still struggling, but you're not them. It's not the same. You can't say that keto alone should produce this massive weight loss. If somebody loses 10 pounds on keto and has six-pack abs, is it fair to then say someone who's 600 pounds just goes keto and they'll eventually be the same weight and have six-pack abs? No. For that 600-pound person, getting them down to 300 pounds is a major accomplishment. Getting their blood markers in line with where they need to be is a major accomplishment. Maybe the best that person will ever get to is 300 pounds. Are they better off than they were at 6? You bet your sweet bippy they are. But we always like to compare people where they are right now, not from whence they came. And I, for one, will always put the focus back on from whence you came, because that matters. Somebody that's lost 10 pounds on keto has no business talking to Jimmy Moore about how easy it is to do keto. And that if you just ate keto and you did it the right way and you're obviously doing something wrong, screw you. Seriously, screw you. You don't know what it's like to have been 400 pounds and dealing with insulin resistance and all the things that I deal with and so many of you guys deal with on a daily basis. Brittany says, the best thing I've ever done for myself and for others is showing real life. Yeah, you do it in spades. In fact, guys, go follow Brittany. realfood.reallife is her branding here on Instagram. Beth says, I definitely struggle because of lack of nearby community. I started a Central Florida keto meetup group on Facebook in hopes of changing that. Well, if anybody can do it, Beth, it's definitely you. Tracy says, most people don't want to see or face the truth. Ooh. And that's for themselves, much less showing it to other people. They don't want to see or face the truth themselves. Because sometimes when you get a mirror put up in front of you and you're open, honest, raw, real, it's a hard pill to swallow for some people. And they don't know how to handle it. And so I get it. Why people put walls up, why people put a facade up, why people think they have to be an image rather than who they are. It's a tough world out there because you get enough judgment from other people for no good reason. Imagine if you put all your warts and all and give them a reason to want to share ugliness towards you. Yeah, some people just can't handle that. So give yourself that permission to be who you are, to feel, to share. All of that matters. And getting rid of the fakery matters as well. Most people don't want to see or face the truth. Yep. Beth says, but in my loneliness, I find it easy to grab a donut, a bag of M&Ms, and kick myself later. Not often, but it happens. Hey, that's real life, Beth. I think, and she also says, I soothe by binge eating keto, but I'm oversatiated. I think that's real. And Beth, thank you for sharing that. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about here. The moment that we stop sharing that happening is the moment we stop being effective. Because if you never share that out loud, Beth, if you never shared that with anybody, then somebody else that has that same thought may go, well, what's wrong with me? I don't see anybody else saying this exact same thing that I'm doing, and I'm having this. So you just encouraged somebody today, Beth. They read your comment, they're seeing it, and now they're encouraged. Oh my gosh, I'm not alone. And that's the thing, you guys. I try to be real with you guys because I want to touch somebody that's going through the same thought process that I am, that's having the same struggles that I am. That's the way we all grow. Brittany says, breaking the stigma is one of my goals, shutting down the people in my life that say, oh, you share too much. No, I don't post just the good moments. I show real life and let people know it's not always rainbows. Yeah, Brittany, that's why I follow you. That's why I adore you to death. You're one of those people that is emulating exactly what I'm talking about here today. And yeah, there is a fine line. I've seen some people get to the point that they share and they overshare. There is that fine line where you share to help, but you can get to the point of sharing and it just looks like you're whining. So there is that real fine line between those two, but I think it's okay to straddle that line. I think it's okay to push the envelope. I've had, like I said, people tell me, well, you can't talk about what you talk about sometimes. I'm like, screw you. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. And if people don't like it, they'll unfollow. But people who see it and read it and get exposed to it and they go, oh my gosh, he's thinking exactly what I've been thinking. I was just too afraid to share. Did that help them? You bet it did. Screw faking it. Let's keep it real. That's right, Debbie. You got it. I love reality as well, says Allison. I think most people do when they see it in other people. The question becomes, do they like reality for themselves? Because when you have a big bright light shined right on you and all your everything is exposed for all the world to see, not a lot of people like that. It's an uncomfortable position. And I'm saying, let's get comfortable with being where we are right now and feeling how you feel right now. It'd be a lot better, wouldn't it? Lavender, when do you start the sabbatical? Feeling authentically is so important. Faking happiness only causes harm and, in my opinion, disease when we push emotions down. Lavender, that's exactly right. And it's one reason that I have felt so free to talk openly about this, because quite frankly, the reason I need a sabbatical, which by the way, starts September the 1st, it's 6 months, going all the way to March the 1st is when I'll come back. Hopefully. And I think that's a big thing that causes a lot of people to get chronically ill. The stress of holding in emotion and not getting your act together can just be overwhelming. Being afraid is okay. Doing it anyway is courage. Ooh, I like that, Lavender. Thank you. Tracy says, I'm in. I am Afraid to love with facts. Awesome. You're inspiring me to share my struggles. When I do, I'll tag you. Please do, Beth. Social media has a standard that's not real. We want the escape from reality. Well, Allison, if that's how people are using social media to escape reality and to see the fakery, then they're living in another social media that I want no part of. The social media, and maybe that's why some of the strife that happens in the people who show ugliness towards me and other people, maybe that's what it is. Maybe because we're living so authentically and real, people are like, no. That's not the way it works. Get off of here with that realness. We're here to share an image and to market and to all this stuff. Again, screw that. Not in my world. Ashton says struggles are real, always with us. We shouldn't be ashamed to admit we are struggling. That's right. But with marketing and advertising that rules social media, there will always be a standard that's not real. True, Allison. But again, that doesn't mean that we as individuals can't change that culture. That culture isn't inevitable. That culture is only there because we allow it. If we stand up and be a difference and share authentically and real, and that juxtaposes all that garbage fakery that's out there, guess what? People are going to move away from the garbage fakery and move towards those people that are being real. And in my opinion, you can market quite well being real. Do you guys buy my books ever? Have any of you ever bought any of my books? Why'd you buy the book? Was it because you thought I was marketing you hard and faking it? No. You did because, hey, that's a real guy. That guy's just like me. So I didn't have to fake it. Yes, we should be more balanced in our social media. Always. Don't you dare tell me you don't like Star Wars. Britt, I don't like Star Wars. I don't like Star Trek. I don't like Star anything. I am not a sci-fi fan at all. Not at all. Off topic, but romantic comedy suggestion, The Perfect Date. Yes, I've seen The Perfect Date. Thank you, Beth. I believe God made each of us unique and perfect, says Val. I agree. Keto teacher mom Lindy, I love your message this morning, Jimmy. Can't wait to see you in Austin. Yeah, I'll be at KetoCon this weekend, guys. Come out and say hello. Being real is honesty, best policy. Always, Allison. My brother always says the worst advice is unsolicited advice. Yeah. I get a lot of that, Val, every single day. Berkeley says, or to be 68 and doing it, age is a factor as well. Had a 20-year-old trainer that once told me being female and older was not a factor. Oh boy. To that 20-year-old, you should have went, well, back in my day, little buddy, let me tell you how things worked. Now, I know you're not an old lady, but you should have pulled the old lady act on him. Ashton says we have to get past the way we were negative and appreciate where we are now. Positive. Oh, yes, exactly. Be okay where you are. Always. You better be okay where you are. That's where we get in trouble. And that's where negativity creeps in that sabotages us. So Berkeley says, don't you think those of us with people in our lives who are hypocritical tend to mask our real self? It's hard to be vulnerable. Well, those people know in your real life. You know situationally in your real life who you can be real with and who you can be broken and vulnerable with. I'm talking about primarily on the online world. You just share. You just be who you are. I'm not afraid to love with facts, says Tracy. Exactly. Many people are followers on some level and need to see something different. That's right. Lavender, that's a biggie in this. Many people are followers, not leaders. And so I think you can take the lead very easily by sharing authentically. As long as companies get challenged to be real, always. Let's see here. I will be at KetoCon. Come by the Redmond Real Salt booth. Well, Tracy, I'll be all over the place. So, all right, guys. So the bottom line of this Jimmy Rants: do you give yourself permission to feel and to be real and to share completely, honestly, openly, and authentically at all times? And if we're truthful about ourselves, no, we do not. But I want to challenge you today. Be authentic. Stop faking it through life. Stop feeling like you have to be something than the beautiful human being that you were made by God to be. That's what I want you to be encouraged with today. And hopefully this did encourage you here today on Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, you can engage live in the content, but you got to go follow me over on Instagram Live. I'm Livin' Low Carb Man right here on Instagram Live, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live, but if you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, it does disappear. You'll need to pop on over to YouTube, type in a keyword search Jimmy Rants. You will find the show. Finally, the best of the best moments of this year's show is in podcast form. It's the Jimmy Rants podcast on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. All of these links, you guys, are at JimmyRants.com. Now, later in the week, I'm going to be in Austin, Texas at KetoCon. And I am going to try, while I'm there, to get some more special guests to come on Jimmy Rants. So get ready. Later in the week, I arrive on Thursday. I've got a book signing with Dr. Ken Berry on Thursday night in Austin, Texas at the Book People at 7 p.m. So if you're going to KetoCon, come see us. And then Friday, I'll be there all day Friday and most of the day Saturday, and I have a flight that leaves out Saturday night. So I'm going to try to do some Jimmy Rants from there with various people that you might recognize from the keto community. All right, guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you next time. Bye.